Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Jordan Syatt, and in today's video, I'm gonna walk you through my home gym, which is a very comprehensive home gym, but I wanna be clear, number one, I hate making this video. I feel like it's gonna come across like I'm bragging, and that's why I avoided making this video for so long, but many people have asked me, and not like the influencers say, everybody was asking me, like thousands of people have asked me to explain my home gym, what pieces of equipment I have, what I recommend. So at the end of this video, if you are looking for budget-friendly and or space-friendly home gym options, I'm gonna cover all of that. But first, I'm just gonna walk you through the vast majority of what I have, why I have it, and whether I recommend it or not. Now, before we get into all the fancy and expensive equipment, I'm gonna start off with these babies. These are the very first piece of equipment I ever bought when I was 18 years old. They are Power Block adjustable dumbbells. They've been with me all over the country. They've lasted for 16 years now. They don't get as much use anymore because I do have a dumbbell rack and other tools, but these were the main piece of equipment that I used for the vast majority of my life. And if you can only get one piece of equipment for your home gym, I would recommend adjustable dumbbells. I do love Power Blocks. They have pros and cons, which I can discuss later. These are unbelievably well made. They're easy to use. They have not broken despite being dropped all over the country. I used to put them in the trunk of my car when I was younger, travel all over the country, anywhere I needed to work out, I would do them in parking lots. Adjustable dumbbells are such an amazing tool, and there are many different brands now. I'm just loyal to Power Block. Nothing in this entire video is sponsored. Nothing is sponsored. I bought all of this with my own money, including these. I bought these at Gym Source in Framingham, Massachusetts off Route 9 when I was 18 years old, I think for like 300 bucks back then. Adjustable dumbbells is just an absolute must-have for any home gym unless you have the space and the money for an entire rack. This video is actually very emotional for me because when I bought these, I essentially emptied my bank account for it, and I never thought that I would have the ability to have a gym like this. And again, I don't want this to come across like I'm bragging about this gym. I'm not. I understand how unbelievably blessed I am and how fortunate I am to go from barely being able to afford these and saving up for these for months to then being able to afford this gym is an unbelievable gift that God has given me. Honestly, it feel like a fraud to be in this position. So I'm gonna walk you through the whole gym now, show you everything that I have, but please keep in mind, you don't need anything that I have. You don't need something this comprehensive in order to get amazing workouts in and in order to get healthy and stronger and more fit. Okay, so in terms of the space as a whole, we've got 1,000 square feet. It is a 4-car garage that was specifically designed not to put cars in. This is just for the gym. Now, it is temperature controlled. We're in Dallas, Texas, so the majority of the year it is AC. We have AC on in here, and in the winter we'll put the heat on for a little bit as well. The floor is epoxy. I was originally thinking about putting the horse stall mats in, but number one, they're very, very heavy, and I think for a smaller space that can make sense. But for the bigger space, I think it made more sense to have the epoxy. I absolutely love it if you can afford it and if you can find someone skilled to put it in for you. I really like it as well because it's not slippery in general, but it does have enough slick to where, for example, if I want to do my split training or mobility training, it makes it very easy for me to get a little bit of a slide on here if I want to. So if you're just walking on it with socks, you don't need to worry about slipping and falling off, but it's very sturdy. I drop hundreds of pounds on it with deadlifts and whatnot and have zero issues. So I think for a smaller space, horse stall mats do make sense, but for a bigger space like this, the epoxy has been absolutely wonderful and I highly recommend it. Now from this angle, you can't tell, but I'm very, very short. We've got 16-foot ceilings in here, which was by design because, we have some very tall equipment, so we wanted to make room for that. I don't know if you can see, I don't even know the term for it. For the garage doors, the engine that brings the garage door up many times is in the middle of the ceiling, but we didn't want that. So we actually were able to put the engine sort of on the wall so that the doors can go up even higher. So when the doors are in and they're lifted up, everything can still fit without any issues. Now there is one more thing about the structure of the gym that is highly recommended, and this is my wife's favorite thing about the gym outside the equipment. Hit this button and we have got screens that come down. It's great because we live in Texas and the bugs in Texas are huge. So if we want to work out with fresh air, we just lower the screens down and we don't have to worry about bugs coming in. Now, one thing you'll notice as you look around the gym is we decided to not put mirrors in our gym, and there are a number of reasons for it, and this is highly debatable, but I'll give you our thought process. Number one and most important is I talk about all the time how I want the gym to be focused on your performance. If your looks change as a result of that, amazing, but that's not our main priority. And we have 2 daughters, God willing, we'll have more children, and they're out here all the time playing and having fun and learning the equipment, and they just enjoy it. And we didn't want it to be a focal point of looking at themselves or looking at ourselves when we lift. We just want them to have fun and get stronger and more mobile and just have a great time in the gym without focusing on how they look. So that was a very deliberate decision on our part to not put the mirrors in here for that perspective. Also, as an aside, many people will use the mirror to check their technique, and oftentimes like they'll be looking to the side as they're doing a lift, and that often screws up your technique. And I would rather, if you're gonna check your technique, just film it with your phone and then watch it back once you're done with the set and adjust set to set. So that's why you'll see we don't have any mirrors. Now, as for the layout, you'll notice we split it up into 3 main sections. So over here, we've got the cardio section, we've got the treadmill. I don't like this treadmill, I'll talk about it. I'll tell you what I would recommend instead. We've got the Rogue Echo bike right here, which I love. It's the Devil's Tricycle, it's amazing. And then we have the cardio section here, set up the TV here, obviously. So if we wanna watch TV, movies, whatever, while we're doing some cardio. This is the jujitsu or martial arts section. So jujitsu or kickboxing, got the punching bag here. So this is that like jujitsu section. Also have the Swedish ladder right there for mobility stuff if we would like. And then if you come over this way, obviously we have a fridge actually it's mainly for soda, realistically, diet soda, Fresca. And then over here is more of the strength section. We have a little bit more strength equipment over there as well, which I'll show you. But the 3 main sections are cardio, jujitsu, MMA / mobility, and then strength. Now, in terms of equipment, let's start off with a big bang for your buck piece. We've got the squat stand. This is not a squat rack. A squat rack has it's basically like a cage. Deliberately went with the squat stand because I'm not doing competitive powerlifting anymore. I did that for like 10 years and it takes up so much space that it didn't seem worth it to me. This is the Rogue S2 squat stand. I think it's less than $500. It's light, it's easy to put together. The one major issue is that let's say I'm doing muscle ups or something. Sometimes it will lift up. So you'll see I have my adjustable dumbbells that I got when I was 18. I put those on the back to keep them down. For just general squats and bench press and stuff, it's great. You don't have to worry about it more if you're just doing explosive stuff up there. But I know a lot of people are wondering which squat rack should they get, especially for less expensive, under $1,000. I love the Rogue S2 squat stand. Again, not sponsored by Rogue, not sponsored by anyone in this room. I bought all of this with my own money, and there are some things about some of the equipment I don't like, which I'll tell you as well. For example, you'll see I numbered all of these pins here with my horrible handwriting. I got a white marker off of Amazon so I can number them, so just to make sure it's easier for me. If I wanna switch the pin height, I can do it quickly and easily. This is an amazing piece of equipment. I've had to move homes a couple of times with it. Super easy to take apart, put back together again. Very light. It doesn't take up much space, and I think it's under $500, so I highly recommend it. You can see right here on the ground, I also have a dip bar that I can put directly into the side. So if I want to do dips, I just plug that right in. Takes less than 15 seconds and I can do weighted dips on it. I got these actually from Rogue as well. These are adjustable rings. Now they have many different rings that you can buy, but these are nice because all you have to do is pull the lever down and it has the markings for you so you know where each one is, and that way you don't have to manually try and finagle the rings down. And then these on top are amazing. This I got from Amazon. I believe they're called Ken Sui Swissies. They're awesome. So if you have a pull-up bar, chin-up bar, whatever, and you wanna do neutral grip, all you have to do is hang these up and you can do neutral grip chin-ups or pull-ups. You can also put them on a barbell so you do neutral grip rows. Very, very affordable, and you can put them in your gym bag, bring them with you. Highly recommend those if you're looking for a different grip to play with as well. And if we're gonna talk about the squat rack, we also have to talk about the bars that I'm using. The standard barbell, I just have the Rogue. I believe this is the Ohio bar. I got the red to go with the gym. Everything is red. Really, really great bar. It's 45 pounds, 20 kilograms. This is not like a deadlift bar from the perspective of there are separate bars for deadlifts that are a little bit whippier. This is a standard barbell. Highly recommend it. Really good quality, and it's just fantastic. Almost everything from Rogue is great. This is a training bar, so this is 15 pounds. I actually got this off of Amazon. It's fantastic, and I use it for many things, whether it's side bends or you name it. I don't use it for squatting or deadlifting, but it's really great for often odd lifts, or if you're training for the Olympic lifts and you want a barbell, but you want something a little bit lighter, really good option. This is the Rogue SB1 safety squat bar. It's freaking awesome. As my daughters get older, and if I were to train like athletes, I would have them almost exclusively squatting with the safety squat bar. It's called the safety squat bar. I actually don't know, I think they named it because they think it's safer, but that I actually don't even necessarily agree that it's safer. It's easier on your shoulders. So instead of having to put your hands here, you can just hold them like this. But the way that it's built, it puts way more weight forward. So it really forces you to stay upright more and to really work your spinal erectors, your thoracic extension more. Amazing, amazing bar. It is heavier. I believe it's 65 pounds as opposed to 45. It's a beast of a bar. And if you really want to get stronger, and not just for your squats, but also your upper back, improve your posture and all of that, highly recommend. This is a trap bar. What's nice about this trap bar, if you can tell, it's open. So a lot of trap bars are closed, and this is an open one, so it allows you to like do walking lunges if you want, or to do farmer's carries if you want to do, which my wife loves doing with this. The other nice thing about it is it has these handles here, which might look odd, like why do you have a handle right there? But what you can do is you can stand the trap bar up on these handles so that when you're loading it, it's essentially propped up for you, so you don't have to try and lift the bar up and get a plate on top. The handles allow you to prop it up on the ground so it's easier to load. And then here I've got this like easy curl bar-ish type thing. I almost never use it. I'm not gonna say it was a waste of money, but it definitely isn't something I would recommend basically almost ever, unless you have some elbow issues, you have some forearm issues, and it can make it a little bit easier on that. I almost never use it, and it basically just stands right here, which brings me to this stand, which is obviously a Rogue barbell stand. You could get the stands where you put them up on the walls, but I wanted to save wall space, who knows for what. I just like having the stand right here. It's really nice, easy to access. I'm short. I didn't want to have to reach up really high. Having this stand right here to put all the bars in is super helpful. Again, I got it from Rogue. Now, in a similar vein to the squat rack, we also have the Smith machine. And the Smith machine is a highly debated piece of equipment. When I was younger, I was taught to hate it for any number of reasons. And so I just blindly hated it because that's what I was told by people that I respected. And over the years, I've grown to love the Smith machine. It's one of my favorite pieces of equipment. I will say it is not necessary at all. It is very expensive and takes up a lot of space, but there's so much you can do with it. It's ridiculously convenient for anything strength, mobility. There's so much you can do with it. I actually have an entire podcast that I did just on everything you can do with the Smith machine. I'll link that in the description of this video if you want to listen to that podcast. If you're not subscribed to my podcast, make sure you do, Jordan Syatt Podcast. So the Smith machine is just, I love it. My wife and I both love it. We use it every single week. So I got this one. It's from Hammer Strength. Don't quote me on this. I'm almost positive that Life Fitness owns Hammer Strength because I got it from the Life Fitness website. It's an amazing piece of equipment. What I will say is this is an angled Smith machine. So a fair few people ask me, why did I choose an angled Smith machine over a straight Smith machine? They both have pros and cons. I personally just like the angle. One main reason is if I'm going to do squats on it, which I do squats on it all the time, it actually is very similar to a hack squat. In the same way that a hack squat, you'll come down at an angle. Same thing with the Smith machine. You can bring your feet a little bit further forward and you come down at an angle. So I really like it for that. They both have pros and cons though. Go with whichever one you think you would prefer, but I really do like the angled Smith machine. And again, one of the best parts about the Smith machine is just how quickly and easily you can adjust the height. With the squat rack, I got to change the pin. I had to fucking number the whole squat rack. It takes more time and energy, which I understand sounds ridiculous because the whole purpose of working out is using energy. But anything I can do to make it more convenient, I will do. This is without question one of my personal favorite pieces of equipment that I also understand is outrageously expensive, takes up a lot of space. Most people are not going to be putting a Smith machine in their home gym. Now briefly, we do have a bunch of different kinds of plates. We've got these standard barbell plates. We've got the bumper plates. These are the first ones that I got with my squat rack. I initially got the bumper plates because when I first got my squat stand, I was living in a high rise and I put the squat stand in my apartment and I still wanted to lift heavy, and so I got the bumper plate so it wouldn't ruin the floors in our apartment that we were renting. If I was going to start all over again in this gym, I would probably just get the standard type of plates like this because the bumper plates are huge and they have many benefits, but for me personally, I like how the standard plates feel. If you are worried about ruining your floor and or making a lot of noise, the bumper plates are great. They're also wonderful for Olympic lifting. In general, for me personally, I like just these standard type plates. And my 45-pound versions of these are on my reverse hyper, which I'll show you in a little bit. Now, making our way around to the next piece of equipment brings us to the preacher curl, which is the biggest waste of money that I've spent on anything in my gym. I originally got it, and this is a true story, I got it because I hate training arms, which is obvious. I've got tiny arms. But I thought that if I bought a preacher curl, then I would enjoy training arms more and I would be more inclined to do it. Wrong. I just hate training arms, so I don't really use it. I think I've used it maybe 10 to 12 times in the last year and a half of owning it, and I'm actually looking to give it away. If you love training arms, go for it, recommend it, but personally, huge waste of money. What was not a waste of money, however, is this Life Fitness dual cable tower. This thing is fucking awesome. If you've ever been to a gym before and they have a dual cable station, they're just amazing. I did a lot of research on them. I've used countless throughout the years. In my opinion, Life Fitness has the best dual cable tower, period. And there are many different options, but I love Life Fitness. And as obvious, because I bought almost everything from either Rogue or Life Fitness, but this is just an incredible piece of equipment. Ridiculously expensive, takes up a lot of space, and also works unbelievably well. My wife and I use it every single week, multiple times a week. Strength, mobility, conditioning, compound lifts, isolation lifts, everything. And I hang my TRX up on this, which I'll talk about. Lately, I've been doing a lot of mobility work, so I'll just hang a band here, and I'll do some toe touches and compression strength with that. Everything that you can do with the dual cable machine is just incredible. I will say this machine came with this tricep rope or it doesn't have to just be for triceps, but a rope to do push downs and curls and stuff with. I bought this longer rope on Amazon, and generally speaking, shorter ropes suck, longer ropes are way better. It's just the shorter rope is not as comfortable on your hand. You're limited in what you're able to do. The longer rope gives you more freedom of movement and it's just more comfortable. So I got this off of Amazon and I literally never used this one ever. I should probably just throw it out. This is another staple piece of equipment that my wife and I use every single week. It is a combo lat pull down and seated cable row. I actually like this more than one that has them separated, and I'll show you why in a second. So if you want to do a lat pull down, you could attach whatever grip you want. You come here, use your knees, bring it down, and you can do lat pull down, single arm, double arm, with whatever attachment you want. But if you don't want to do lat pull downs, you want to do seated cable rows, you come up here, quickly shift that over, then you come down, you attach it here, and you're ready to go, and you just put your feet on this. Now you can do seated cable rows. The reason why I like this more than the standard seated cable row, where like you're on an elevated bench, is because, as I said, I've really been enjoying doing more mobility work. So I'll put yoga blocks here on my feet. Actually, one sec. Boom, I got yoga blocks here. And what I can do is, if I want to do some extra mobility work, I can come like this and essentially do like toe touch, Jefferson curl, compression strength stuff, and then get extra range of motion. Whereas if I was on a bench, it would be more difficult, and often they're more angled, which would just make it a little bit more awkward. So I like having it flat on the ground. And as you can see, it's super easy to switch out. It takes next to no effort, and I just have all of this in one piece of equipment that's relatively compact. A very expensive piece of equipment, but from Hammer Strength, Life Fitness, very high quality. We use it every single week. It's just an amazing lat pull down seated cable row combo. Now, if you come this way towards the jiu-jitsu area, actually you might be wondering, Jordan, why do you have socks and these America headbands? If you don't know, I have a free channel for kids workouts. It's called Workouts for Kids with Coach Jay. I put out 2 free workout videos a month. They're fun. They're like superhero workouts and vegetable workouts. I have free nutrition tips and free health tips overall. If you haven't tried them with your kids, or you know someone with kids, give that channel a watch, because I think it's awesome, and I think it's been wonderful to get videos from parents of their kids working out and getting their energy out and learning about health and fitness in a fun, easy, and enjoyable environment. I don't cuss on that channel. It's just all kids stuff, so highly recommend you check that out. Now, this piece of equipment is not essential at all, but I've always wanted it. It's the Hammer Strength MTS Abdominal Crunch. It's an absolute savage. I have never found any machine that has worked my abs as well as this machine does. This is an expense that was completely unnecessary, but my whole life I've wanted this machine. So you sit in it, you lock in, come up like this, and you crunch down like this, get a big range of motion, and you come back and get a big stretch on your abs, and then you crunch down again. This is my wife's favorite machine in the gym. It's very easy to progressively overload your core training on this. It's wonderful. There's so much stability and it lets you target your abs in a way that I haven't been able to with literally any other piece of equipment, and quite frankly, many other bodyweight exercises. I love this machine. I've always wanted it. And so if your gym has this, I would highly recommend including it within your programming. Shameless shout out, the Inner Circle does have video tutorials with this. And if you wanted to hit the swap button and put it in your program, you're welcome to. I don't program this in the Inner Circle workouts just because most people don't have access to it. But if I put a core exercise in the program and your gym has this, by all means do it. It is a fucking awesome piece of equipment. Moving over to the hack squat machine, this is just a beast of a machine. Without any weight on it, it's 125 pounds starting weight. It's amazing. I love it. It's a great exercise for your quads, obviously your glutes as well. You can adjust your foot position on the foot plate to target more quads, more glutes, wider, narrower. There's so much you can do with it. It's a great option, especially if, let's say, something like back squats just doesn't feel good on your back. It's an amazing option. Highly recommend regardless of home gym or not, if your gym has access to a back squat or a pendulum squat, which they're different, but there are important similarities. Great option to get the benefits of squatting without a lot of the stress that comes from standard back squats. Now moving on, here we've got the leg extension and the leg curl. This is from, again, all from Life Fitness. The leg extension, I love it. It's amazing. It's an amazing exercise. Another exercise that when I was younger, I was told it's bad for your knees, don't do it. Bullshit. It's an amazing exercise actually for improving the strength and the durability of your knees. The leg curl, I opted for the seated leg curl for reasons far outside of this video, but generally speaking, I do believe that you get better overall training on a seated as opposed to the lying leg curl. I also have something called monkey feet, which I'll show you in a little bit, that I can do if I want to do a standing leg curl variation. And it's an amazing variation, but I got the seated leg curl. One thing, and I told you I would give you some pros and cons, it's only my wife and I using this. Occasionally our neighbors will come over and we'll do some group workouts, but it's mainly just our wife and I. You'll come here, Mitch, if you see, there is something right here that allows you to get like these change plates, so like a 0 or a 5 or a 10 pound addition. This is already broken 2 or 3 times now, and it's been infuriating me. And so they have to come back out and fix it. And it just doesn't make sense because there's only 2 people using it a couple times a week. Trying to work that out with Life Fitness. I don't know what's going on, but let's get this fixed. Otherwise, it's an amazing piece of equipment. Now, this piece of equipment is one of my most prized possessions because of the nostalgia that comes with it. I interned and trained under Louis Simmons from Westside Barbell. May he rest in peace. He treated me like a son. He invented this along with many other pieces of equipment. And ever since I trained with him in, 2015, I've always wanted one of these. This is called the Westside Scout Reverse Hyper. It's only like $300. If you want to, you can fold it up and store it away. I just keep mine out all the time. But if you have one in your home, you can literally just fold it up. But as Louis said when it first came out, you're never gonna fold it up because you're gonna use it every day, and I use mine almost every single day. As I said, I've got my 45-pound plates, the steel ones, on this, and it's actually super simple to use. You step up on here. If you're short like me, you strap your feet into this big strap here, you hold on, and then it allows you to work through spinal flexion and extension, and it decompresses your spine as you go under, and then you come up and you strengthen your spinal erectors and your glutes as well, also hamstrings, but mainly glutes and spinal erectors. And you can feel as you come down and you round over, you feel the decompression in your lower back, and it's just, it feels so good. I will typically use this for about 3 to 4 sets of between 10 to 20 repetitions with a moderately heavy weight. Occasionally I'll really push it and go in that like 5 to 8 rep range, but for right now it's more just like I do this on an almost daily basis just so my lower back feels really good. It's an amazing piece of equipment, and I will be forever loyal to Louis Simmons for all he did to me and for the entire strength community. There are many different reverse hyper options. This is the smallest, most portable, most affordable, lightest option, so the Westside Scout. I bought this from Rogue. Cannot recommend it enough. Now, this is my newest piece of equipment. It looks absolutely ridiculous, and quite frankly, I think it is, but if you've been following me on Instagram, you know I've been chasing my splits. I decided I wouldn't get this until I got my splits. So I recently got my balls to floor splits without using this machine, but once I got that, I was like, I would like to have something to just aid in that training. So literally, it's a splits machine. I understand how absolutely ridiculous this looks. I get it. Behind you is the TV TV. So if I want to do just some static stretching, what I can do is I can just crank this sucker out, go nice and wide, and sit down for a 10, 15, 20-minute session, watch TV, answer DMs, make content, whatever, and just work my way out. You can also use it for strength-based mobility work, so doing some contractions on it as well, which I love. You wouldn't be doing that for a long time. It'd be like about a minute or a minute and a half per set. It's just a fun piece of equipment. If you love mobility training, you really want to get your splits, I think it's a really good tool. Again, I waited until I got my splits before I invested in it, just because I wanted to prove that I could do it. Frankly, this does add a level of convenience to your splits training that you wouldn't be able to get with the other type of training. I do like the convenience and also the comfortability of this specific piece of equipment. Now here we've got this treadmill, which quite frankly, I don't like. It is from Life Fitness. I'm not a fan of it. I'm looking to sell it and get a different one. I would like to get a Woodway. Just to quickly talk about, holy shit, treadmills are expensive. Like a really high-end treadmill can easily get up to $10,000 plus very quickly. I believe this one was in like the $5,000 to $7,000 range. I'm not 100% sure. I'm just not a huge fan of it. It's fine. The tread of it, it's a little bit harder than I would like. And I know Woodways, for example, have a much more forgiving surface and they're much more options. So for this one, the preset options are not as customizable as I would like. I'm not a huge fan of it. It's not bad. It works great. I've never had any issues with it, but I would like to get a nicer one. Obviously, I also have my weighted vest here. Weighted vests are a huge topic of debate for some reason. I think they're amazing. They're a wonderful tool, especially from a cardiovascular perspective. I'll put this thing on a high incline, like a 12 incline, 2 or 3 speed, put the weighted vest on, and I'll walk for 30 or 60 minutes while I watch TV. I love the weighted vest. I don't think it's necessary, but especially if you're already at a lighter body weight, lighter body fat. If you have a lot of body fat to lose, you don't need to get a weighted vest because you're already wearing one. But if you want to increase the difficulty of your conditioning, if you want to make it easier and to get into a higher zone without having to be sprinting, the weighted vest is just a wonderful tool, and I use it multiple times a week, every single week. Now, as I said earlier, this is the Rogue Echo bike. It's a motherfucker. I will say, if I had to choose one piece of cardio equipment for your home gym, just one, whether it was a bike, a treadmill, a rower, whatever, obviously go with whichever one you prefer and you enjoy the most. An elliptical, a stepper, any of them are amazing. If I had to choose, it would be this one, specifically this one. The cost is relatively inexpensive, especially compared to treadmills or to steppers. The space it takes up is very small, so it's not that much relative to other cardio machines. And also it's a full body cardio machine. So it's not just your legs, you get to use your arms as well. I've done it for longer rides, 30 minutes, 60 minutes, 75 minutes. I've even done some 80 minutes on it, which suck. That's obviously lower intensity, and it's also great for sprints as well. It's a beast. It's a beast of a piece of equipment. It's great for cardio, and I like it especially because you get lower body and upper body conditioning, which is just wonderful for the muscular endurance aspect of your entire body as opposed to just your legs, for example. So I really appreciate this piece of equipment. I don't enjoy it at all. It's horrible and I hate it every time I do it. Really very well built, easy to put together, huge fan. Now this is called a Swedish ladder. It's fucking awesome. I love this, especially for mobility work, strength work as well. A lot of gymnasts use this piece of equipment for a variety of things. My wife, her favorite thing to do on it is doing some lateral bending. So what she'll do is she'll come here and she'll come over and get a big lateral bend, and you get a huge stretch through your lateral chain. And this has actually helped her a lot with her sciatica and just overall feeling better. I love this piece of equipment. There's so much you can do on it. I also just think it looks really cool in the gym. I just think it's great. You can do chin-ups on it, L-sits, hangs, whatever you want. I will say I got this from Rogue. I wish I read the reviews before I bought it because this was a motherfucker to put together. This thing should not have been difficult. They did forget to include some bits, and then they sent them. If you read the reviews, there were some holes are misplaced. So I actually had to hire someone who's way handier than I am, which I'm not handy at all, but way handier in order to essentially drill new holes to make it fit. Rogue's got to fix that for sure. It was a big problem, but once it's put together and once it's up, it is one of my favorite pieces of equipment that I have. There are other options. You can even get some on Amazon as well for a much lower price. I can't speak to the quality of them. Once this is put together, great quality, incredible piece of equipment. I know a lot of gyms do have these in the gym, like Lifetime, for example. I know they have some Swedish ladders in there. Not necessary for your home gym, but if you wanted to put one in, I think it's fucking awesome, and it makes mobility training much more convenient and readily accessible. Now, I do want to talk about these mats because I really enjoy them. I actually get a lot of questions about about them. So I got these from a company called Dolomer, which I believe is a company that specializes in mats mainly for wrestling, jujitsu, grappling. I believe they have some gymnastics mats as well. You'll see I have tape on them. So you roll one out and you roll another one out. This is 3 mats right here. I have another one over there, but then I just tape them together, and it's great not only for jujitsu, grappling, martial arts, but also I'll do mobility stuff here on these mats. Obviously, I deliberately put the mats where the Swedish ladder was gonna be, very comfortable. So like if you wanna do mobility work or grappling or whatever, these are awesome mats to have, and they're durable. Like it's very difficult to fuck with these. I've dropped weights on them. I wouldn't recommend it. They're really comfortable, great mats, relatively affordable, and if you need to, you can roll them up and store them as well if you'd like. Dolomer is where I got these. Again, not sponsored, but they have great quality, great service. This is the Life Fitness 45-degree hyperextension. It's an awesome piece of equipment. It's super comfortable. I love it for so many reasons. I will say this is wildly expensive for what it is. I don't think there's a need to spend this much money on this piece of equipment. I was just ordering in bulk and it made sense for me. But if I was just buying a 45-degree hyperextension, which I think many people should, I think it's just an amazing piece of equipment for your glutes, hamstrings, lower back, you don't need to spend as much money as you would on a Life Fitness model. I think it's way overpriced, but great for your glutes, hamstrings, lower back, awesome piece of equipment, easy to push in. I will say this is one of the benefits of the epoxy floor. Just easily slide it in. If I had the horse stall mats, that would have been a bitch. So for the dumbbell rack, obviously from Life Fitness as well, it's hammer strength, but I got it through Life Fitness. We have the three-tier dumbbell rack. Goes from 5 pounds all the way up to 75 pounds. And I know a lot of people are like, what, only go up to 75 pounds? I'm not powerlifting anymore. I don't need to do any crazy shit. Eventually, maybe one day I'll get up to 100, but quite frankly, 75 is plenty for me right now. I do like the 3 tiers to it. If we went with the double tier, then it would have been much longer. So this is space saving. If you're gonna get a rack of dumbbells, I do not recommend getting circular dumbbells because they will roll away. It's not as enjoyable with the circular dumbbells. I would recommend either getting these like hex plate type things so that they're not rolling away from you in your gym. This bench is a bench that I got from Rogue Fitness. It is a very hefty, durable bench. It's really a great quality bench. Like I said, I'm not the most handy, but I've put together a fair bit of gym equipment before. This was a fucking bitch to put together. This took more time putting together than almost anything else, and maybe that was just me screwing it up, I don't know. But it was not easy to put this together, and it is very heavy. It is adjustable, so that was loud. It can go incline. You can also adjust the seat as well, which I think is a really nice function. It's very durable. I think it's mainly made as, obviously you can use it in a home gym, you can use it with your dumbbells, but it's great for barbell bench pressing as well, because a lot of the ones you get on Amazon are a little bit flimsy. They don't handle that much weight. You feel yourself shaking. You don't feel yourself shaking on this one. Like, this is sturdy. It's not moving anywhere, but that does come with a cost in terms of price, but also in terms of the heaviness of it. It's not the most portable. For what it is, it's relatively portable and we move it, but it's a fucking beast. And again, it's from Rogue. The only complaint was it was a bitch to put together. Now, I actually spoke out of turn when I said the splits machine was my newest piece of equipment, because this is actually my newest piece of equipment. It is a fucking beast. This is our newest sled. We got it from Torque. It is the Tank M3. It is awesome. It's basically one of the newest versions of a sled. So if you've ever done like prowler pushes or sled pushes or pulls, this is the newest version and it's freaking awesome. We do have the weight horns here where if you want to add extra weight, but what's really nice is it's based on magnetic resistance. So if I want to make it harder, it's in neutral right now. I just do that and it will, you don't need to add weight. Like, this is plenty of weight and resistance, and the harder you push, the harder it gets. It's brutal. I absolutely love this machine. And one of the cool parts about it is, let's say I don't wanna do pushes, instead I wanna do farmer's walks or wheelbarrows. I can take these off, put the handles in here, and now I can lift it up and do wheelbarrow walks with it. It's super versatile. Another benefit of this machine that I hadn't even really considered is, you see these wheels right here? It makes turning it around way easier. And if you ever pushed a prowler or something, it's a bitch to have to turn it around. Another really a nice thing about this M3 is that the tires are airless. So I don't need to fill the tires up. They're never gonna go flat. I don't know how they do it, but this is just such a sick piece of equipment for strength, for conditioning. It's just, we have some ropes in here as well, some straps if you want to do pulling, sled drags, whatever. It's not gonna mark up the driveway because it's not grinding on the ground. It's quiet, so the people in our neighborhood are not pissed at us when we're using it. We have some neighborhood workouts, so the neighbors will come over and use it with us. This is just an absolute beast. I love it. My wife loves it. We were just talking before we started filming. My wife was saying how empowering this is for her. Like, she loves doing this. Really, really great piece of equipment. And if you can't afford something like this, there are lower cost options that you can also have that take up less space. Really like this piece of equipment. All right, so we've got two pieces of equipment in this shot that we're gonna explain. We've got the plyo boxes here from Rogue. They are awesome. They are expensive. I think all of these plyo boxes together were over $1,000, but they're super well made. They've got the Velcro on it, so if you jump up, you don't have to worry about one of them sliding. It's also, I don't know the exact material, but it's soft. I remember when I was younger and I was training, I was jumping onto hard steel boxes and I would miss and just slam my shins and just be bleeding everywhere. So it's nice to have boxes that are softer, so if and when you do slip, you're not gonna destroy yourself. Really like these for just explosive power training, athletic training. I also have the pegboard. This was completely unnecessary, but I love it. I grew up in wrestling as a kid, climbing up on the wall. It's a great, more advanced form of chin-ups. It really strengthens that one arm isometric strength as you climb up. I use it pretty frequently for my training. As an aside, I've had a number of fitness professionals come over for the podcast. No one's been able to do it. Like, it looks much easier than it actually is. My wife always gets nervous because I'll get to the top and she's like, what are you gonna do? How do you get down? And then you just slowly go down. It is an awesome piece of equipment. I think it looks really cool. I'm very excited for my daughters to just be climbing up there, no problem. But if you wanna get a similar benefit, when you're doing chin-ups, you can just practice like holding at the top, maybe slightly releasing with one arm versus the other arm and get that pause. And then if you wanted to get this, I did get this from Rogue as well. Again, I also just think it looks really cool in the gym, but it is a really unique, fun piece of equipment to work up to. All right, now before we get into the budget-friendly, space-friendly home gym equipment, obviously there's still a lot in this gym that I didn't cover, a lot of the accessory training stuff that I have. So if you want me to make another video going over a bunch of my favorite accessory equipment that I have, whether it's for grip strength or neck strength or core strength or whatever, let me know in the comments section, give the video a thumbs up, and I can make a whole separate video just on all the accessory equipment I have for mobility and strength and all of that stuff. With that being said, let's talk about home gym, budget-friendly, space-friendly. We already spoke about adjustable dumbbells, which I think is the #1 piece of equipment. Next, I would highly recommend getting some type of strap like this. These are a suspension trainer. This is TRX, again, not sponsored. These are more expensive than I would have expected them to be. I think they were a couple $100. They're really well made and there's so much you can do with them. I always have them hanging from here, but let's say if I was gonna travel, like I could easily take it off. It takes less than 10 seconds. Put it in my backpack, put it in my travel bag if I wanted to. You can hang from a door frame. These are amazing. There's so much you can do. One of the biggest issues people have with training at home is they don't have a lot to train their back. And so this is a great option for rows, for chin-up variations. You can even do lower body stuff on it as well, but TRX straps are just, they're incredible. Highly recommend them for your home gym from a budget and also especially from a space saving perspective. There are other things I want to talk about as well. Obviously the adjustable bench is amazing. If you have dumbbells, I just think it makes sense to get an adjustable bench as well. There's so much extra stuff you can do with it. It's gonna make bench pressing easier, obviously, rows easier, obviously, and there's just so much more you can do. So an adjustable bench that goes to an incline, highly recommend. These are called Val slides, which I love. You could also just get furniture sliders from Home Depot or Amazon for a fraction of the price, but the owner of Val Slide gave these to me 8 years ago, and they're awesome. I really do enjoy them. And essentially you can put them on the ground and it makes any surface a slippery surface. You can do hamstring curls on it. You can do core work on it. You can do push-up variations with them. This is a really great way to train muscles that you wouldn't be able to otherwise, and to also increase the difficulty of exercises without needing to add more weight. Sandbags. I obviously got this from Rogue. They have many different options. You can even make them on your own if you want. There are tutorials on YouTube showing you how to make your own sandbags. You can get the sand from Home Depot or whatever. Rogue I like because it's very high quality. It is made in the USA, which I love. The issue with a lot of sandbags, especially the ones you make on your own, they end up leaking. And so the sand will go fucking everywhere. With Rogue, they've done such a great job. I've never had a leaking issue whatsoever. I've had these since 2020, and now it's almost 2026, which is wild. Really great. You get a variety of sizes. It's a little bit of an odd lift, so it will train you in some odd positions. It's wonderful for conditioning, for strength, mobility. Love the sandbags as well. A physio ball, you can't go wrong with a physio ball. I would much rather a physio ball than a Bosu ball. A Bosu ball has a time and a place, but quite frankly, I think they're very overrated. Physio balls, there's so much you can do. Hamstring curls are one of the main benefits. I use them a lot in the inner circle with the physio ball, but there's a lot you can do. Just wonderful tool that you can get on Amazon. I got this one on Amazon actually, and it's just been wonderful. We'll talk about the monkey feet in a second. Kettlebells are great. I get all of my kettlebells from Rogue. If you have the adjustable dumbbells, I think it's the most important, but kettlebells are just a really great tool as well. Make it very convenient to train, and you could get a variety of sizes. What I would say is, generally speaking, women starting off with like a 16 kilogram and men starting off with a 20 or 24 kilogram is just generally a good recommendation. But if you wanted to get a couple or a few to start with, I would say get a 12 kilogram, 16 kilogram, 20 kilogram, and a 24 kilogram. Those would be like the base starting point, which you could do both upper body and lower body lifts and get very strong with this wonderful tool. I'm actually in the process right now of creating a kettlebell workout, like a year of kettlebell workouts in the inner circle. We already have an entire year of dumbbell only workouts, just by month. So you have 12 progressive months of dumbbell only workouts, but I'm working on creating a kettlebell option right now. And this piece of equipment is fucking awesome. I love this piece of equipment. This is called monkey feet. Basically, I'm not gonna put it on, but I attached a dumbbell here. I'll show you how quick and easy it is, where you just fold it up, comes off, attach it, now it's on. And I put my foot in here like I would a ski boot or a snowboard boot, and then I can do a lot of different lower body training with it, whether it's leg extensions, standing leg curls. I love with this. It's freaking awesome. A lot of hip flexor work. It's just, this is such a wonderful piece of equipment. I think if you're really trying to get the most bang for your buck in your home gym, saving space and saving money, you can't beat the monkey feet. One of the issues with adjustable dumbbells though, I can't use these with my adjustable dumbbells. The way the power blocks are built, you can't do that. So you would have two options. Either get different adjustable dumbbells that are essentially have just the handle that's free and open to use, that's you're not gonna have anything obstructing it, or Monkey Feet has, I think, the Monkey Feet Pro option or the advanced option, which has the weight built into it. It's adjustable weight, so you can adjust how much weight you're using already. Those are way more expensive. If you wanna get power blocks or whatever it is a really good option to have. It's also just more convenient, so you don't have to attach a dumbbell to it. Out of everything in this gym, none of this is sponsored. I do have a discount code for Monkey Feet. It's an affiliate link, so I make money if you buy from my link. I will put that link in the description of this video if you want to get the Monkey Feet, which I highly recommend. But if you don't want to give me the commission, which is totally fine, just go to Monkey Feet. If you Google search it, you'll be able to find it either way. This is one piece of equipment that I stand by tremendously, and I absolutely love it. And also, I already mentioned the Rogue Echo Bike. If you're looking for a piece of cardio equipment, that would be my main recommendation from a cost and space saving perspective. Treadmills are great, rowers are great, steppers are great, even a jump rope is amazing. But jump roping is a higher level skill, and it's more difficult to do for a long period of time. So if you're looking for a home piece of cardio equipment, my top recommendation would be the Rogue Echo Bike. Now, one thing I think is important to say, and I do want to note, if you don't know where to begin with your strength training, just have no idea what to do, you see all the equipment, you're like, I just don't know where to start with my strength training, I have a free beginner's guide to strength training. Now, I originally made this for people who are using GLP-1s because it's unbelievably important for them to strength train, but it's for everybody. Like, this strength training guide is for everybody because strength training doesn't change if you're on a GLP-1 or not, it's just you need to do it. So if you are not strength training because you don't know what to do, I have this free beginner's guide. It has free training programs for you, free video tutorials for you, free nutrition guidance for you. I put a lot of time into this. this. Again, it's 100% free. So I'll put the link in the description of this video if you want to download that guide. It has free training programs, different days of the week options, so to make it more convenient for you. And the video tutorials will show you exactly how to do the exercises so you're not guessing and so you're not going to hurt yourself while you're doing it. Having said all of that, before we go, do me a favor and let me know in the comments section, what is your number one piece of equipment in your home gym? What is the one piece of equipment that you absolutely 100% believe everybody should have? And if it's great on saving space, if it's great on saving money, awesome, but it doesn't have to be. Just tell me what is your number one piece of equipment in your home gym. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you don't already, and let me know in the comments if you'd like me to make a subsequent video on all of my accessory pieces of equipment for grip strength, mobility, conditioning. I have a lot more that I didn't discuss, so I don't want to be bothering you with a video on that if you're not interested, but if you are, let me know in the comments. Have a wonderful week. I'll talk to you soon.